Hello friends, and welcome back to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am working on the Sunbeam quilt again. As I was trimming and pressing, I realized I still had half of my pieces that I needed to put the second little corner on. It is Saturday morning. I am pre-recording. Well, it's not really, it's almost noon, so it's not really morning. But I thought, well, I would just come in here, do a little sewing, and then I thought, why not bring you guys along with me while I'm still catching up? Because, friends, this is real life. You don't get to prep for real life. It just happens. And today is no exception. I am having real life moments today. I hope you are having, when you see this, it's going to be Wednesday. I hope you are having a fabulous week. The start to my day has not been quite as expected. They're telling us thunderstorms should be rolling in today. We've already had a few of them, but that was Friday. But I thought, well, we're not going to be able to get to my daughter's house for our little Easter celebration until after 1, because she doesn't get off work until 1. She had to work today. She wasn't supposed to work today, but that's a whole nother story. Here we have people looking for jobs that can't find jobs, but people that's got jobs that don't want to work. So she had to work today. I've been begging her to find something different because they're about to work her to death. But she is afraid to right now because she's having some health issues with her heart. And you know, I thought out of my family I was the lucky one. I thought we were all good, no problems. You know, my older sister had a son that, well, has a son that when he was real young, his kidney had a blockage in it. And he was a child, so he was playing, and she was coming down the hall, and he was on his hands and knees and jumped out at her, and she tripped over him, and, you know, they didn't know anything was wrong, and he started having blood in his urine and found that his kidney was not working right, and had that not happened, they would not have found it, and it would have been bad. But just telling y'all that, it's like all of my siblings, at least one of their children has some kind of major medical issue. My older sister actually was born with a heart defect. And let's see, so her son, and then it's me, then it's my brother, my little brother. He has a daughter that is on the spectrum, but she has other things. And his oldest daughter, they're now finding out that she's got heart issues. And my younger sister, her oldest child has heart issues. I think his is, it's like when he stands up, it has that. So now finding out, I didn't know this. I kept counting my blessings because I thought my kids were, we were spared any of that. But my oldest daughter, we found out she's got kidney issues, and we never knew it growing up, with her growing up. And my youngest daughter, this has developed since she had her son, though, since she had a baby. Her heart rate goes down in the 20s when she's asleep. So her doctor is trying to get her a sleep study scheduled, and they're having trouble getting the insurance to take care of it, to approve it to be done, because her insurance, everything has to be approved before they can do it. So friends, that's our wacky world right now. So I just thought, why not bring you guys along with me today while I'm catching up on my Sunbeam. I'm actually not behind. Wherever I'm at is where I'm at, and that's where I'm meant to be. And it's not it's okay. One day at a time. And I want to say hello, good morning to Ellen. Ellen, girl, I've missed you. I haven't seen it today. I haven't seen your hello. That brightens my day when I get in my comments. And Ellen has left me a hello or a hi or a good morning. That makes my day. It really does. In days like today. Well, I slept late, y'all. It's Saturday, so I should sleep late. But I slept until 7 o'clock. I did wake up at 5 o'clock, but I went right back to sleep. I was like, not today, not today. I was like, I don't have to get up and do anything. I do need to be getting up and cleaning my house, but I'm letting my washer and dryer do part of the cleaning that I need to do. So I was like, I can sew. So if y'all hear anything in the background, it may be my dryer, because my dryer is on the opposite side of this wall. But it sounds like it may be off. I'm waiting for my hair to dry. Y'all, yeah, see, I just got out the shower and I threw my hair up in a clip because I was like, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to blow dry it, which I know I should, because for me, if I don't blow dry my hair, I get residue in my hair. I don't know what it is. It's almost like I didn't get all the shampoo rinsed out of my hair good. But I do. I double rinse it. It's okay. It's just hair. It could fall out, which it was for a long time, but now it's finally coming back after a diet change. And I tell you what, a diet change does not mean a diet as in losing weight. My diet change has been diet as in going more natural foods. That's why I cannot wait until we get, I have to wait until we get our beef order. And because I told them I wanted a lot of stew meat, because what I do with stew meat is I make garlic butter bites. Y'all, oh my goodness, those things are delicious. And I will actually, I don't know what it's called, par cook it in the pressure cooker so they're real tender. But I won't cook them all the way. But I'll cook them in the pressure cooker so they're just melt in your mouth tender. And then I'll throw them over in a skillet with some real butter. I'm not talking about can't believe it's not butter or country crock. I'm talking about real Amish butter, because I am able to find the Amish butter in a market that's an hour and a half away from me, but my sister and I make a trip over there and we get the big rolls of butter. Y'all, they're so good. And Amish butter, people will probably ask, what's the difference? The difference is the milk fat. You have a higher content. And your diet, most people think, oh, cut fat, cut fat, cut fat. Your skin needs the fat. I have been dealing with really dry skin I'm post-surgical menopausal, so my skin, once you're post-surgical menopausal, you don't have all the hormones and stuff that keep your skin nice and youthful looking. And I've been having some serious trouble with my skin. I mean, I'm not going close up on it, but it's dry, leathery looking. And I don't stay in the sun a lot because of that. I try to protect my skin when I am out in the sun. And then once I get out of the sun, I try to do a moisturizing replenisher on my skin. Because who wants their skin to look like leather? I don't want mine to look like cowhide. So I try to take care of it the best I can. But anyway, I try to eat more natural foods. But anyway, I was telling you about garlic butter bites. Squirreled, y'all, squirreled. But I'll throw it in there with some butter and some garlic, and I'll kind of toast the garlic a little bit because I could take roasted garlic, friends, and just eat it plain. And we have a restaurant here called Nuke's. I'm sure it's a chain and it's in other places. But I could eat nothing but their pickles and their garlic cloves, because their garlic is like roasted. It's delicious. It's either comfy garlic or roasted garlic. But it is delicious. And friends, garlic is good for you. Don't let people fool you. Garlic is good for your lungs. It helps detoxify your lungs. I'm not a medical professional. Please do not take what I say as medical advice, but it is good for you. Garlic is good for you. All the medical journals will tell you is that garlic is good for you. It helps cleanse and detoxify. And let's face it, the world is toxic. We need to detoxify everything we eat. My daughter was telling me earlier that she thought we were doing burgers today, and I'm like, where are you getting your burger meat? She's like, Walmart. And I'm like, are you sure it's real meat? It's not the prefabbed, is it? She's like, no, it's 100% ground beef. I said, you better be reading that package and make sure it's not prefabbed, because it can say 100% ground meat on there, still be prefabbed. Friends, this is my last one that needed that second square put on that corner. What I'm going to do is take it off my machine, cut them apart, and then trim and press, and I'll be right back. So now we are getting started on these rectangles. I have measured the majority of my blocks, and they have come out the exact size that they need to be, so I'm not having to trim that block. But we are just seeing how many of these we can get done today. I'm probably just going to get this stack done. May not even get the whole stack done, but we're doing what we can. I do plan on doing more sewing today, but not sure if that's going to happen, because I do know my oldest daughter will be coming for the dinner this evening. We're not going to be eating until probably 2:30ish maybe, but it will be good to see my oldest daughter and her fiance there. I don't know why my girls wasn't like my son. He decided he was getting married, and in less than a month they were married. But he was military, and he was about to be deployed. So they wanted to go on and get married before he was deployed. And ended up, his unit was put on standby, and they weren't deployed for a while. They got married in February, and the following Christmas, well, they got pregnant around that time. I didn't find out until January when my son had dental work done. He was high on his anesthesia because he kind of had like oral surgery. He was very under the anesthesia, and they called to tell me how everything went, and he was like, well, I'm gonna be a daddy. And I'm like, what? I said, boy, don't. I said, you under anesthesia? And he was like, no, because I was like, you fibbing. And his wife was with him. She's like, no, we're having a baby. And they had a baby in August, and he was deployed probably one day after she turned 3 months old. Because, or pretty quickly. No, it wasn't. She was born the end of August, and he was deployed, if I'm not mistaken, no, she wasn't even 3 months old. And then, he was deployed. So it was over a year, after he got married that he was actually deployed. And his actual service ended while he was deployed, so they had to send him back home early because his contract had ended. So he was not deployed. He was only deployed 7 months, I think. And that was the worst 7 months. It is so hard because he was deployed and my daughter had her baby in December, in the same day that she had her baby. So we have 2 babies that are less than 4 months apart. My granddaughter was born on the 28th and he was born on the 22nd, which is so funny because the day before is my brother's birthday. So December 21st is my brother's birthday. The 22nd is my grandson's birthday. And then the 29th is my daughter's birthday. And the same day my grandson was born, we lost my uncle. We lost him early in the morning, and my grandson was born in the afternoon. So December is a very eventful month for us. But anyway, I will be seeing my oldest daughter today. See, that's how my brain just skips. Have y'all ever heard of the 7 degrees of separation? It's like how one thing can lead to another, and that thing can lead to another. It's really crazy. Well, my brain does that all the time. I need to slow it down. It's gotten worse here lately. I need to slow it down. It's going way too fast. And it causes me to be very distracted. And you can probably tell in conversation here that I quickly and easily jump from one to another to another. That's just how my brain goes, guys. I've been seeing people there saying, like, that's adult ADD. No, it's called I'm a Gen Xer, and we always had to figure our own stuff out, and, so my brain is still in that mode. But it's also in the don't mess with me mode. But I am feeling, if you've been watching any, I've started going back to the chiropractor because I'm feeling great today. Great. No troubles getting out of bed this morning. Oh, it was fabulous. But I know when I go see my chiropractor on Wednesday, he's going to be like, oh, you feel good. Well, let's do this then. I wish he would put me in traction. That would be so much better. What I mean by traction is the bed that lowers, like at your hip, it drops your legs down and lifts them back up. That helps separate it. But they can also do traction where they put your neck in a brace and kind of like pull your body apart. That feels wonderful. I know it sounds painful, but he's never done that to me. I have had it done to me, but he's never done it to me. But I like that because I feel like it really just separates everything from top to bottom. You know, it lets the air out of the joints. You know, if you know somebody that cracks their knuckles a lot, you know, once you crack your knuckles, it's just like a release. Think of that like your spine. You're technically cracking your spine. You're opening up those joints, and oh my goodness, it feels so good. And they say if you can hang, like one of those hang bars, if you can hang, it does the same thing. But I can't because I had shoulder surgery and my shoulder's not strong enough to do that. Or I'm too weak to do that. I need to get that strength back up. But I feel like I'm at a point in life that you know, who needs weight training and who needs all that? But I guess, you know, the older you get, maybe that changes. Instead of gain, it's to support. You know, the goal changes from mass gain to skeletal support. Because that's all your muscles do anyway, is support your skeletal system. Sounds like WebMD, don't I? I watch a lot of WebMD. I read a lot of stuff. I read a lot of medical journals and stuff. Only on things that I'm interested in. Like if I have something going on and I feel like something else could be done about it, I hit the internet and I go to journals from like across overseas, because they have a lot of things they do that is not like how we do them here. Medicine is not always the answer. There are a lot of teas and things that you can drink that does things, different things for you. Guys, if y'all are interested in that, just go down the rabbit hole on the internet for medical journals. It is amazing. That's my hobby reading that I do. I read like medical journals on stuff. It is so interesting. My husband tells me I missed my calling. I should have been a doctor. I'm like, no, this is something I enjoy. I don't want my work. I don't want it to become work. I enjoy reading things, and it's just amazing to me. You know, just how the body functions is really amazing to me. And you'd never know that by looking at me. I mean, let's face it. My body got out of control a long time ago. And that happens with hormones, and because some things, you know, cause you to gain weight. And I had chronic ear infections and asthma, and then, you know, then it was pneumonia. So I was constantly on steroids to try to keep those under control and safe for me, you know. And friends, steroid weight is real. I had a doctor ask me one time, did you gain this much weight in 1 month? I'm like, absolutely. I said, how many steroid shots have y'all given me in the past month? And they had given me a shot once a week for a month. And I told her, I said, yeah, we're lucky it's not more. And my face got rounded. And I tell them all the time when my face gets rounded, that's because I'm having to take the steroids, because I had quit taking steroids for over 15 years. I hadn't had any. And then when I had the big C, they had to give me steroids. Well, my goodness, it looks like my thread broke, y'all. What happened with that? Let me see if I can figure that out. I got to lift my foot because my foot, you got to release those tension bars. I don't know what happened to my thread, friends. It just, well, probably because I can guess what it was. It wasn't back here in this, behind that little bar. But anyway, guys, we have gone from food to medical to family gathering. That's how I normally do. That's how I roll, guys. I give you everything at one time. All of it. So I hope your family festivities over the Easter break or holiday, spring break. School is out here, has been out for spring break. So we've had a lot of kids around the area. I live really remote, so we don't have a lot of kids around this area, running the roads or anything. Now, we do have some kids down the road that rides little side-by-sides and four-wheelers and stuff up and down the road, and which is very dangerous because we've got a lot of big trucks coming through here, which they're not supposed to be down the road I live on at all, because where I live, it's against the law for a rig to run down a substandard highway. We're not a highway. We are like a cut-through road that people live on. And heavy equipment like that is not supposed to be on our road. Actually, what our road used to be, it started out as a farming road. Farmers lived down this road, and they all farmed the land around their homes. And that's what it started out as. But then they paved it, because it used to be a gravel road, but then they paved it, and now people coming up what we call the back way, they use this road as a cut-through road, and it's not really designed to be a cut-through road, and they fly through here. And when I say fly, I mean I live on a blind curve, because you can't see. Like when I drive out of my driveway, there's a curve to my left that I can't see around. There's a curve to my right that I can't see around. So it is a blind curve. And people just come flying through here. And it terrifies me when I have a delivery from Amazon, FedEx, any of them, because they don't pull up in the driveway. Because I don't have a circle drive, I literally back in my driveway and then go out straight, just because it's easier that way. It puts my door at my carport. But they park on the road, and I'm terrified that they're going to get hit one day. And I tell them, please at least just pull in the end of my driveway, but they won't, because they have to back out into the road and they don't want to get hit. So it just terrifies me. Okay, friends, that was not all of the squares that I have, but that's what this is the part I'm doing right now. I'm going to end the video here, but I'm going to trim these apart and press them. And friends, thank you for joining me today. We're still working on this. It's our Whip It Wednesday now. I can keep it slow and steady because I think the other quilt that we're doing may be a little bit faster than this one. Now, those 9 patches, take a little time to get them together, but they're pretty quick come together.
The only thing we need to do right now on it is add our 3rd square on each row for our 9 patch. And then sew those rows together. And then we technically have 1 block done. And we will then make our plus sign blocks. You'll have the white sashing as the plus sign and then a black square on each side of the sashing. That'll make a block. And that won't take too long either. So, you know, we're getting closer on that one. This one just had a lot of little pieces that had to come together. And I know that's a 9 patch. But these have a lot of trimming and pressing that has to be done. So it just takes a little longer for some quilts, but I love this pattern. I am drawn to this kind of quilt. I'll show you the picture again here. I am drawn to this type of quilt. I don't know why. I just am. I love the big squares. I just love it. So friends, thank you once again. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not yet. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.